Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be discussing records that bring out different emotions in me. Let me show you this album. This is the Rolling Stones. It is called Emotional Rescue, and that is the theme I'm going to be going with. There is a contest by Cindy at Mamabear Vinyl. Congratulations, Cindy. You have so much to be thankful for and to celebrate right now. One of them is your 1-year anniversary here in the vinyl community. I'm so proud to call you friend, and you really have a great channel that I have enjoyed for the past year. And this contest is, I'm going to be showing 5 records that bring out 5 different emotions. And let me go ahead and get started with this one. This is the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. And this is bringing out some hopefulness for me. As you all know, this year sucks. It's terrible. I mean, you name it, it's happened. It's been an awful year so far. But the weather's getting warmer. Things are starting to chill a little. There's still a little bit going on right now, but this record just brings out hopefulness for me because the beautiful harmonies, it's the Beach Boys, it brings back wonderful summer memories, and there's some songs on here that I think resonate with what we're going through right now, the titles. I really love the song, Wouldn't It Be Nice? Just think about that song, just really important. There's also a song on here, I Just Wasn't Made for These Times, and I know we all feel that way right now. But the beautiful harmonies and the beautiful music of Pet Sounds just really leaves me hopeful. So that for me is one where lately I've been really getting into this one because it just makes me feel hopeful that, with summer, the beautiful weather, I'm just hoping for a turnaround here in our country and for the world. So my first one is the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds because it's really bringing some hopefulness to my life. This next one brings back the emotion of happiness. This is a song or an album that was popular when I was a teenager and just really incredible. It is called the Play Deep by the Outfield. And it's just a really great record. Anytime I hear it, it brings me back to my teenage summers with one of my girlfriends, laying out in the sun, girl talk, just playing it in my car, cruising around town. Also, it just reminds me of when I worked at the baseball games in the concession stands, raising money for cheer camp. It's just an incredible album, very uplifting, puts you in a really good mood. And man, I would love to travel back in time and relive some of those teenage years, childhood years. This is really the best thing we have. The next best thing, folks, is just to put on an album that evokes all those memories and that's just really something special for me. So the Outfield's Play Deep just really brings back happiness. Anytime I'm in a happy mood, this is a great record to put on. Okay, now I need to switch gears here because this one is something that really brings back sadness, tragedy, and I know this is going to be very controversial because there's a lot of Beatles fans out there that aren't going to feel the way I do. But this album absolutely traumatizes me. It brings me back to a very ugly time. I was very young, but this had a huge impact on my life. This is Double Fantasy by John Lennon. And yes, I have the album in my collection because there's some really great songs, but it's really a hard album to listen to. From the very beginning, when you hear those bells of starting over, it just reminds me of the sad tragedy that took place. And I'm not going to lie, I was very young. I didn't really know John Lennon that well. I knew he was in the Beatles, but I didn't really understand everything. I just noticed that the adults around me were very sad. Everything was gloomy. Everything went dark for a while. It took a long time too. And as a young kid, I felt it. I could pick up on it. I remember the night he passed away, Mom kept getting a lot of phone calls. She had a lot of friends. She kept getting a lot of phone calls and she was talking about someone passing away. So I finally just asked her, Mom, what happened? And she pulled out this album. This is her actual Beatles album, if you see here behind me. She pointed out John Lennon and she said, he was murdered tonight. And it just really had a very strong impact on me. Our neighbors across the street, the wife who gave me piano lessons, She was very sad and in a very sad mood, and her husband was also the chorus and drama department teacher at our high school, and he was really sad. There's just a lot of people that were really sad. I remember it took a very long time for everybody to process this horrible loss. And you know, there's just some really beautiful songs on this album, and in his personal life he was so hopeful and loved his life at the time. Just so sad that it was cut so short. So anytime I hear this album, Starting Over, and there's some really other beautiful songs on here. The song Woman is absolutely incredible, and I hope Yoko gets a lot of comfort when she hears that song even today. Just a beautiful tribute to her, and just a beautiful boy. I absolutely love that song too. It's just so sweet. He had so much to live for and was cut so short. So that one brings just enormous sadness for me. Now I'm going to switch gears again, because this one is one of those that I like to listen to when I'm getting ready to go somewhere, and it's going to be very fun. I'm going to have a very cool night. And it is the Black Eyed Peas, The End. I know I'm going from John Lennon to the Black Eyed Peas, you know, forgive me, but this is a killer album that puts me in an excited, just ready to get out and have a good time kind of mood. We've got songs on here like Boom Boom Pow, Rock That Body, Meet Me Halfway is such a cool song. I love that one. And of course we've got the one, I Got a Feeling on here. So this one is kind of what I would call my party mood, or just something when I'm getting ready to go somewhere exciting. This is a great one to listen to, and I really enjoy The End by the Black Eyed Peas. And finally, the record I'm going to show, this one evokes thankfulness for me. And I guess really to put this one in context, my dad died back in March. But in January, he had come over to my house one night. He would stop by for surprise visits. Anytime my husband and I were doing something and we heard the doorbell ring and we weren't expecting company, we instantly knew it was my dad. And I think one of the saddest parts about him being gone is now when I hear the doorbell ring at an unexpected time, I know it's not going to be him. But anyway, back in January, he came to my house, and I shared with him that I was doing vinyl videos. I showed him a video, and I could tell he was very proud of me, and he was, you know, he loved seeing it. And he started talking about music, and he started talking about one of his favorite bands, but he couldn't think of the name for some reason, so he kept saying, you know, it's the band with all the harmonies. I'm like, you got to give me more than that, Dad. I have no idea. And he goes, you know, they sing that certain way. I'm like, well, that doesn't really help either. And finally he said, they're brothers. They sing together and they're brothers. And I knew immediately who he was talking about. So I got up and put on this album for him, the Bee Gees' Greatest. And the one I put on was side 2. And immediately put on How Deep Is Your Love, Love So Right, Too Much Heaven. And I will just never forget how happy he was and how much he enjoyed listening to the Bee Gees on vinyl. He was really getting into how great it sounded, and he was just really enjoying the Bee Gees in that moment. And I'll never forget that. That's one of those special moments that I will carry in my heart forever now that he's gone. So anyway, that is my video, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I would really appreciate your support. And this video's over, but I have left a link to Cindy at Mamabear Vinyl's channel. Please just go ahead down below and click onto her channel, give her a sub too, and say hello. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.